Hey guys, let's get more news about Lakers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Anthony Davis dominates as Lakers down depleted Timberwolves. With the Timberwolves dealing with key injuries, Sunday's game had all the makings for a classic trap game. The team needed to secure this win, and they did just that, 120-109. A balanced attack, with the entire starting lineup scoring in double figures, helped cap off the win, but Anthony Davis dominated. AD filled out the stat sheet from top to bottom, scoring 27 points with 25 rebounds, 5 assists, a career-high 7 steals and 3 blocks. LeBron James found his offense in the second half and ended the game with 29 points, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds. Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, and D'Angelo Russell combined for 47 points and 13 assists. It was a fast and fun pace to start with both teams gelling offensively. The Lakers were passing the ball to perfection with AD and LeBron doing most of the distributing. Much of the first quarter had both teams not gaining any momentum over each other. The matched energy and offense saw the Lakers build a 5-point lead that didn't last. The Wolves were able to find their shots from poor defensive effort from LA. The Lakers managed to go up 4 at the end of the first. The second quarter began with both teams continuing their strong offensive showing with a lack of defense that wasn't allowing either team to build a big lead. A welcomed sight was Jackson Hayes' productive minutes with him scoring 7 points for LA's bench that often struggles to produce. Naz Reid was the X-factor for the Wolves, drilling 5 three-pointers in the first half. Austin's series of brilliant moves led to a layup that wowed the crowd. But no matter how many times the Lakers started to find some steam, the Wolves answered back. LA was able to get a very tiny lead of 1 at the half. The second half saw LeBron find his offense, which was lacking in the first half. He threw down a dunk that looked like he had launched off of dynamite for an explosion. The Lakers began to find some much-needed momentum thanks partly to their defense finally showing up. With 8 minutes left in the quarter, a 13-2 run gave LA a double-digit lead. The Timberwolves battled back with an 8-0 run to cut the lead to 5. Turnovers were starting to hinder LA's lead and the Timberwolves made it a 3-point game. As the quarter was winding down, each team took turns with a 1-point lead until a last-second floater by Luka Garza gave the Timberwolves a 1-point lead to end the third. The fourth started close, but a sudden 11-2 run gave the Lakers an 8-point lead at the 8:59 mark. The run stretched out for the Lakers to grab a 16-point lead. AD was up to 10 offensive rebounds, leading to a dominant 20-20 game, which is an incredible feat considering he couldn't move his arm last game. The game was beginning to get away from the Timberwolves, who were not lacking with their defense, but couldn't string together a run to save their lives. Of course, they did eventually find a little surge to make it a 10-point deficit. It wasn't enough as the Lakers held it together and the Timberwolves waved the white flag for garbage time. Anthony Davis reacts to sensational performance in win over Timberwolves. The Los Angeles Lakers maximized their game against a shorthanded Minnesota Timberwolves to pick up a 120-109 win, with Anthony Davis putting up a never-seen-before stat line during the game, with 27 points, 25 rebounds, 5 assists, 7 steals, and 3 blocks effort, knowing the importance of the game. Obviously, they were missing key parts of their team, but they still have guys that can make plays and win a ball game. We're trying to close the gap in the standings between the Lakers and teams in front of them. Davis also joked about D'Angelo Russell betting him that he couldn't get a triple-double with steals, something he came close to doing tonight. I just heard D'Lo say, "I bet you can't get a triple-double with steals." Anthony Davis ensured the Timberwolves paid the price of being without both Karl-Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert in this game. While he scored more the last time these two teams played each other, including a healthy Timberwolves backline, their absence tonight allowed AD to impact the game on multiple levels. Davis is averaging 24.8 points, 12.5 rebounds, 3.6 assists, 1.2 steals, and 2.5 blocks this season, repeatedly proving to the world why he's considered the Lakers' most impactful player even with LeBron James on the roster. AD performing at a superstar level makes the difference for the Lakers, and it'll be crucial for him to step up as the Lakers look to climb up to the number 6 seed after improving their record to 36-30 tonight. The Lakers are used to seeing Davis be capable of some incredible performances. Tonight will rank among his greatest performances in the Lakers jersey. Even teammate Austin Reeves was stunned to see this level of performance. Usually, I just say he's supposed to do things like that, but that's impressive. Reeves also called Davis's performance dominant. Just pure dominance. That's what he does. Anytime we missed a shot, he was there to get an offensive rebound and give us another opportunity. Head coach Darvin had a lot of compliments for Davis's performance himself, calling him a monster for his contributions tonight. Just being a monster all night, him being proactive, did a great job communicating with his teammates. The Lakers are heading into 2 very important games next. They'll first have a rematch with the Sacramento Kings after losing to them earlier this week in a game where AD failed to be impactful. They'll follow that up with a game against the Warriors, whose pursuit of the number 9 seed has cooled off after shock losses in their last 2 games. The Lakers are comfortable as the number 9 seed, trailing the number 8 Dallas Mavericks by 1 game, the number 7 Sacramento Kings by 1.5 games, and the number 6 Phoenix Suns by 2 games. They have a 1.5 game advantage over the number 10 Golden State Warriors. With the Lakers having won their season series against the Suns, and lost the same to the Mavericks, games against the Kings and Warriors could have long-reaching consequences on the West playoff race. Ideal Lakers rotation when Gabe Vincent returns from injury. Do not look now, but within the next week or 2 the Lakers could have their entire roster fully healthy for the first time all season. Christian Wood was the latest Laker to catch the injury bug, going down with a knee injury 2 weeks ago, which should be re-evaluated in the days to come. Hopefully, the team will receive some good news on his status and have him back on the floor in the next week or so. While they await a, hopefully, positive update on Wood, there was good news released today in regards to their other wounded soldier. Gabe Vincent, whom some have tethered to the infamous Kendrick Nunn, is set to return by the end of this month. While the front office's investment in him was mostly applauded, the early returns have not been great. In the 5 games he has suited up so far, the $33 million man has averaged just 5.4 ppg, 1.0 rpg, 3.0 apg, and 1.2 spg in 25.4 mpg on IC shooting splits of 37.5% FG, 11.8% 3/50.0% FT. While Vincent's impact has never been largely reflected in the box score, it is needless to say that those pedestrian numbers are not on par with what he is capable of. On top of his early struggles, it also will not help his case for playing time having newly inked Spencer Dinwiddie in town. With Dinwiddie similarly struggling to find his footing early on in his Lakers tenure, the two could theoretically find themselves locked into a late-season battle for postseason minutes at the backup point guard spot. Zooming out from the point guard position to the entire depth chart as a whole, it will be intriguing to see how Darvin constructs his rotation with a fully healthy squad. We have seen him make multiple major rotation changes at various points this season, so there is truly no telling what he has up his sleeve. With that in mind, here is what the rotation could look like once Wood and Vincent are back in the fold. With the starting 5 locked in, Ham's biggest challenge in terms of rotational balancing will be spreading minutes around to his backup guards/wings. Vincent, Dinwiddie, Taurean Prince, Max Christie, and Cam Reddish all deserve minutes. However, there is simply not going to be enough to go around, and there is going to inevitably be an odd man out. More often times than not, that odd man out has been the youngster Christie this season. Darvin Ham has shown a tendency to lean towards his veterans, as most head coaches do, since taking over the reins in Los Angeles. As the playoffs get closer, he will almost undoubtedly continue to look to those battle-tested guys over the likes of the 21-year-old Christie. It will ultimately come down to who can hit shots and provide stout defense consistently around the core guys, but it is actually pretty scary just how deep this team is on paper. And people may have written Gabe Vincent off, but right around this time a year ago, his legend began to grow in Miami. Let's see if he has some more late-season magic left over from 2022 to 2023. And you, fan, what do you think of the situation, Gabe Vincent? Leave your opinion in the comments.